Hey guys, what's up? Zach here. Today we are back more F1 2014 career mode, and today we are here in America, Austin, Texas, a track which you guys probably know from my previous career modes is not one of my best tracks. It's a track I do enjoy driving, but it's just one I've never been any good at, so yeah, that's that. So that's the unfortunate part about this race. The good part about this race is that I actually had a pretty nice setup here today, which actually really suited the car, which was nice to see. Now through this part of the track, which I've got to say is the most fun part for me, nearly flat out if you get it right, not like that, that was a bit wrong, and nearly 5 tenths off Lewis Hamilton there, but that's still not too bad actually, considering how much of a slower car we actually do have in relative terms to Hamilton. So through sector 1, I think we're doing pretty good there. Now, this is the part of the track where I've got to say, for some really odd reason, this is where the car isn't too good. So, going on to this long straight here, obviously in the race you might have DRS. Obviously in qualifying you do have DRS, but you have to wait like halfway down the straight. You can see there's the line there. So we get the DRS activated, so that is good. But I don't know how we lose a lot of time through this sector here, but we go from having 4 or 5 tenths off Hamilton to I think being about 1.5 seconds off Hamilton. So, very unfortunate. Not too sure whether it's down to sliding all over the place in some areas there, but overall just not a great sector there. But I've got to tell you, Sector 2 is bad, but Sector 3 is very bad. I don't know why, but I think it's moments like that where I just simply run off the track where I lose a lot of time here. And the really annoying thing about this was that I went on to do 4 laps in qualifying, or 3.5 laps. My last lap, the 4th lap, was going really well. I was purple through Sector 1. And then I go and get a corner cut going onto the big long straight. So that was a bit annoying, but that's just how it is. And it means that this is our only qualifying time at the end of the day, which is 13th currently, which I don't think ends up being 13th at the end of the session. It ends up being 15th. So we lose a couple of positions. Still not very good, is it? Being out-qualified by my teammate Button so much in this career mode, and that's something I need to be looking at next season. If I go on to maybe a better team, I need to be looking at the qualifying as well, because the teams do care about the qualifiers. You know, maybe not as much as the race results, but they do care about the qualifying. You're constantly getting beaten by your teammate in every session, every race, every qualifying session, even practice sessions if I turn them on. They wouldn't like me, so basically I need to be doing a lot better in qualifying, especially you can see my teammate qualifying a lot higher up the grid than me here today. And I need to be beating Alonso in this race as well, because obviously we're only separated by 1 point in our little battle in the championship. And I need to be getting points obviously on Vettel as well, because I might be able to get 3rd place in the championship if he slips up in his final couple of rounds. So anyway, going up to turn 1 here in Austin, Texas. I'll just say America, that's probably the easiest thing. United States, I'll stick with that. Anyway, through turn 1, gaining a couple of positions here up to 12th place. Obviously go down the inside wasn't maybe the best option here, but trying to slot our way through the cars here, which are going incredibly slowly. So I'm not too sure there. Raikkonen just slams on the brakes. Not too sure how I was supposed to judge that, but we're going around the outside of a couple of cars here. Decide not to overtake Ricciardo off the track, but I think we're going to try and overtake him. Yeah, round the outside once again we're going to get Ricciardo, so that's good. That was a legitimate overtake. I didn't want to overtake him off the track, because it kind of feels a bit bad, doesn't it? Overtaking him off the track doesn't really feel right, but doing all that sort of chaos and carnage in the first couple of turns there has already meant we've lost a bit of time to Raikkonen here, who's actually right up behind Alonso, so it'd be nice to see Raikkonen get ahead of Alonso here. It's probably not that likely because we're obviously on the first lap with no DRS or anything, but who knows, he might be able to look for a move down the inside here. It's not looking too likely. It's actually looking like Alonso's going to the outside of Button there, so Button's dropped back a little bit, has he? Or I don't know, has he dropped back or has he got forward? I don't even know, but I think Button even started about 8th position, 8th, 7th position, that sort of area, so I think he's actually had a good first lap, but it's good for me actually he's in front of the 2 Ferraris, because that means that for us, that he's meaning that Alonso scores less points. That's good for us, but let's just see if he stays there for the rest of the race there. But Vern's actually had a pretty good start as well, so he's got up to 9th place there, which is pretty good for him and his Toro Rosso. So yeah, overall not too bad of a first lap there, is it? I mean, we got up to 8th position obviously from our 15th place starting place, and also we are nearer to our championship contender in the championship, Fernando Alonso, so that is probably the most important thing for us. So for us, a decent first lap. They're about a second off Kimi Raikkonen, so yeah, overall good first lap from us there today, and obviously we've got many more to go, so we're not counting our chickens before they've hatched, but overall a nice start there for us in our McLaren. Now skipping ahead to lap number 2, a very opportunistic move down the inside of Raikkonen, and he managed to cut back, but I think he got a bit sideways when he went to do the cutback, and we managed to get him back once again. So a bit of an optimistic move down the inside of Kimi Raikkonen there, but we do manage to get the position done and managed to move up into 7th place there, and you can see Alonso has got in front of Button there, which is not too good for me. He's got him, I think, under DRS the lap before, so for me that's not good, because that means Alonso is escaping off into the distance, and that's not what we want for our championship battle there. Anyway, helping us out here is Jenson Button. I don't know whether he's getting out our way here, but we got DRS and we just sort of fly past him, don't we? At the end of the day, it's pretty easy stuff. And we managed to get up to 6th place there, which is good for us, and obviously now right up behind Alonso, and you can see we've lost a bit of time through lap 6, but if we finished 6th place and he finished 5th place, I wouldn't be too annoyed at all, because that's still only a couple of points in it. I think only 2 points in it, I think. He would get 10 points, I'd get 8 points, so overall 2 point swing. He'd be ahead of me by 1 point, it really wouldn't matter too much, but doing that silly thing in the pit stop where I just go and crash into a wall probably isn't the most sensible thing to do in the world, so that's definitely lost us a little bit of time there. You can see there's Alonso pulling out in front of us there, so here we are, McLaren. Please put a good pit stop together here and hopefully get us out in front of a couple of cars. No, we're getting held for the Force India. Oh no, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. 6.2 seconds pit stop. We could have at least been a 3.7, I think, or 3.6. That's sort of normal time they do in this game. But we lost nearly 3 seconds throughout that pit stop, which is a disaster in all. To put it mildly, yeah, it was a disaster. So not good. So that basically meant that we're probably going to end up behind Alonso. Well, definitely going to be behind Alonso, sorry, but definitely going to be yeah, overtaken. You can see by these crew, this crew here. I think it's Massa, Ricciardo, and Raikkonen. I don't know who. I think it's Massa, but anyway, it's a Williams. So not good for us, is it? We've dropped down to 9th place here, and there's obviously more and more points between me and look. Wait a second. Was that the AI getting a little bit sort of sideways and on the curb? It also looked like it sort of auto-spinned him off the curb, but I don't know, could be wrong, but it looked a bit weird, didn't it? Anyway, so we're up behind Ricciardo here, and, you know, we've got a chance, haven't we, because we've got DRS, so that's a good chance. I mean, yes, we came up behind them after the pit stop stages here, but we have a chance. There's DRS in a second here, and hopefully we're going to be able to get past him. But it's F1. And I've got to say, not everything goes to plan, does it? And a really bad run through there, which just means we've had a terrible, terrible run onto this straight. And we do get DRS, yes, but look how far behind Ricciardo we are. I'm not too sure whether you guys have the same problem, but the AI seem incredibly fast on the Prime compound tyres in this game. I could be wrong, but they seem to not really have any sort of time differential between the Prime and the option tyres. They just seem to be pretty similar on both tyres, which is a bit annoying. But I suppose that's just that, isn't it? I don't know, maybe it's just programmed that way. But anyway, we'll skip ahead to the last lap, because literally we just lost time on Ricciardo in the sort of from lap 10 to lap 14, obviously the last lap of the race. We just kept losing time to Ricciardo, so we ended up losing way too much time there. And Perez manages to scamper through there up into 9th place, and I'm like, yeah, he sort of crashed into me a little bit there, so I'm not going to give up that easily. So I'm going to go for the move I did on, I think, was it Raikkonen earlier on in the race? And I'm going to literally dive down the inside of him there. Basically doing the Perez on Perez. Yeah, get on, mate. So yeah, basically we did what Perez did to Suttle in real life. And you guys know I'm a Suttle fan. Well, you might know I'm a Suttle fan. So basically I'm giving Perez a bit of his own medicine there and getting back through there. So, a bit of revenge from me. That's my favourite driver, Suttle. But anyway, up to the start-finish line here to finish the race in 9th place. In all honesty, guys, he crashed into me a couple of corners before. I crashed him into a little bit there. You guys probably make your own mind up about that, but I honestly think it's, you know, you give some, you take some in that sort of aspect. He was a bit aggressive with his move, and I was a bit aggressive with my move, but it sort of evens itself out at the end of the day. So anyway, there are the race results with... I think Hamilton ended up winning that race. Could be wrong. I don't know whether I remember to scroll up in the standings. We'll see in a second here. But not great for us that Alonso finished in 4th place and we ended up down in 9th place there. What, 10 points between us there, which I think if we skip ahead, yeah, there's a Drivers' Championship, We are 9 points behind Alonso now, and quite a lot of points behind Vettel. So that's not looking too good for us, but still a big battle on between Rosberg and Hamilton for the actual championship. And look at this, we've got a contract offer from Williams. I mean, I know it's number 2 driver, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference, does it, at the end of the day? So there we are, good stuff. We've got a Williams offer. I might actually end up accepting that at the end of the season. We'll see. Obviously, a renew contract, and Marussia and Caterham still interested, but yeah, I won't be accepting either Marussia or Caterham or the renew option. So Williams at the moment is our only option, but we'll hopefully see that Ferrari contract later on. But it's going to be you guys that choose what team I race for next season, and we're going to be doing that video at the end of the season. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it, and until next time, it's been Alex, and I'm out of here. Goodbye.